if I make it out of Egypt alive and safe and not in jail, okay, massive pillars, massive Egyptian temples, the kindness of the people. There's so many negative stereotypes, content online about Egypt, and you can see it. And if you're a beginner traveler, I think you could fall for a lot of it and you would hate it, right? Americans especially have a hard time not being friendly. You want to be, oh, okay, and trust people and, be happy, go, but they prey on that. They prey on that, and you need to put your foot down. If you put your foot down, they like you even more. Americans think, oh, they're not going to like me, and what if I see them again and they tell their friend, and oh, I'm going to get in trouble. No, put your foot down. Don't take shit.
You are about to embark on a journey, not just through space and time, but through the very fabric of human perception. Imagine a world where the familiar becomes strange, and the strange becomes familiar. A place where the boundaries of reality blur, and the only limit is your imagination. This is a voyage into the heart of the unknown, where every turn reveals a new perspective, and every story challenges what you thought you knew. Welcome to Bold Perceptions, where we explore the myriad ways people see the world and discover that sometimes the most extraordinary adventures lie just beyond the horizon of our own understanding.
Back in Bold. I even got the outfit on. Shout out Jesus of Egypt, my friend. Crazy, crazy time with him. All over from Hurghada to Luxor. But hey, I got 25 questions here. I threw it in the AI. I said, make me 25 questions, good ones, not basic stuff, bold, not politically correct. I haven't looked over them, so I'm going to hit this off the top of the head. But we're going to talk about all things Egypt. Man, it was a beautiful time in Egypt the whole month of September. And it shattered too many perceptions to count. I highly, highly recommend it to everyone right now, especially with the insane inflation they got going on. But, okay, here we go. Look at my little background, too. Yeah, beautiful. What initially inspired you to travel Egypt? Okay, this is a little basic, but I've loved history for a long time. I've studied so much Roman history, lived in Italy for about 2 years. I started getting into the Holy Roman Empire, the First Reich. And then I moved to Munich, and I got a bunch of that in Bavaria, learned a ton about it. But something kept pulling me, after seeing Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, Angkor Wat, these ancient civilizations and all the conspiracies surrounding Egypt. I'm like, damn. It's got to be time to get to Egypt. But I'd heard so many bad things, and you see all these different people say, don't go to Egypt. And I think if you start in Cairo, that might be their first impression, and you'll be turned off. But I was very inspired to learn more about ancient history. Yeah, that's what pulled me. And then I'd heard, from the grapevine that the Russians and many people were having beautiful vacations on the Red Sea. Hurghada, Sherman, Shak, Dahab. I had looked into Dahab a long time ago because it's a famous nomadic spot. But I'm like, damn, can you even drink in Egypt? What about the dating scene? I thought it's Muslim. What's crazy about it? So I didn't do it, right? But then I saw a great flight from Munich. I'm like, okay, let's, hit Africa. I wanted to see more of Africa. Before that, I'd only been in Tunisia, so North Africa. I'm like, let's go start in Egypt and then go south. But that's what initially inspired me. I needed to see Africa, and I was really interested in the history of ancient Egypt. Describe your first impression when you landed in Egypt. Okay, this was interesting. Flying there, I had been drinking because I had a lot of alcohol left in my Munich apartment. So I'm like, damn, I got to get rid of this. And so I got on the plane, and I believe it was, I landed in the evening, right? So I got off the plane. Everything is smooth. Airport looks clean, but I can't find my bag. Like, I had one big checked-in bag and then a carry-on suitcase. And a reminder, I'm traveling this year round, so this is my life. A lot of stuff in that big suitcase. And I went through customs just fine. They said, oh, why are you going here? They didn't ask me for an exit ticket, where I was staying. It was really chill to get in. And then, but I can't find my bag. So I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? So I'm like, hey, can you help me? Where is this? They're like, oh, just fill out this report. And this happens all the time. And, maybe you'll get it in 2 to 3 days. I said, what? Are you kidding me? Like, I need this now. I have no clothes, you know. In the travel suitcase, the little one I carried, I packed other things. All my clothes were in the big bag, and so obviously I'm, you know, kind of, you know, I lost my buzz from the drinking. I think I took a nap on the plane. I was like, okay, this is not good. So I'm like, whatever, I'll fill this out and, you know, file a report. And because I had an issue in Peru with an airline thing, and Maria, my lovely girlfriend, got me like thousands of dollars in no 1,000 in credits for their mishap. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do this here and, you know, spend 2-3 days chilling, and it is what it is. So I have my carry-on bag, and I'm leaving, and there's a lot of security, and you have to put your stuff through one of the things that check it when you leave, right? You know, leaving the airport. And I'm looking hungover. I'm solo, and I go up to the guy, give him my passport. Then he looks at the dude doing the security, and he's like, you know, pointed at me. So I put my bag in there and my backpack, and I go around, and they're like, "Hey, sir, come here. You know, like take your stuff." I'm like, "Okay." You know, I've heard that sometimes they get crazy. You know, trying to find different things, and there was issues with like this Italian dude who, when he left the country, he got in prison for drugs, and they take anything they don't have a prescription. They try to get it tested. Like, you could be detained. And at the time, I'm like, well, I have nothing on me. Like, everything is good. And, you know, I do carry nootropics, you know, and some kratom, but that's in my big bag. So I didn't have my big bag. So I'm like, there's nothing in this bag that should be a problem. The dudes went through every inch of the bag. Okay. Every freaking inch. Like, I had a pack of cigarettes in there, and they went in there like sniffing it, you know, trying to see if there's marijuana in it. I carry a lot of different foreign currency on me. Went through every bill, every freaking bill. Like, oh, what are you doing with this? Okay, why do you travel? Why were you here? You know, terrorized my baggage. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, probably about for 30 minutes. And then finally they couldn't find nothing. They're like, okay, you know, you're free to go. And I'm like, so I don't have my big bag, and I'm shaking down like I'm some criminal right out the gate. So the initial impression, I was like, fuck, this is rough. So, and then I tried calling taxis, and every taxi's like, no, you need to pay me, or Uber, you need to pay me way more than the price that was on the Uber. People were hounding me, come in this taxi, come in that taxi. And at this point, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But then I found this one Uber that accepted me, very nice lady, brought me to the hotel. And yeah, okay, that kind of answers my first impression. Not the best. How did you prepare for your journey to Egypt? To be honest, not much at all. I knew I needed to relax for a little bit before I started doing all the ancient tours. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Hurghada. There's not like ancient stuff there. It's just basically, I think it's just as good as the Caribbean. I mean, it's that kind of vibe, very international, very Western. So I'm like, okay, just go there, relax on the beach for a little bit. Then you start making your crazy Egyptian ancient history plans. But yeah, at this point, I don't really prepare anymore. I kind of like going down there and getting lost in the sauce. I mean, before I would go watch YouTube videos and, okay, I need to know this. And actually, I did. I watched one guy, and a great tip he gave me was that you can go to the ATM with foreign currency, and they give you the exact rates. You don't have to show your ID or nothing, and boom, you have the money. So I saw that. I'm like, damn, this is amazing. Because a lot of places you go, you know, you get screwed with the conversion rate. So I guess that was my my preparation. And of course, I'm like, okay, I should probably hit Luxor for sure. You know, obviously at the end, go to Cairo, fly out. I hadn't had Aswan on the plan, or a bunch of different other temples that I ended up seeing. So probably should have planned better, but it all worked out. Which Egyptian city or town left the biggest impression on you, and why? Man, that's tough. I mean, I met a lot of good people, a lot of local people. I would say a big shock was the Nubian village in Aswan. Shout out Ali, freaking solid dude. And the Nubian village, like, you were transported into a different world. I'm like, where the hell is this? Is this actually Egypt? And I learned so much about the Nubian history. You know, Ali, I went around on the camel with him, walked around the village. I ended up getting out of my other hotel in Aswan on the other side of the island, which is the Egyptian side, or other side of the river. and staying in the Nubian side. And the people are great, man. The Nubians really chill. When I'm walking through the village, everyone's like, "Oh, welcome, welcome." In Ali's village, they weren't trying to sell me nothing. There's one more that's more a little touristic, that they were acting like normal Egyptians. But I think that was the biggest, like, damn, where am I? Nubia, learning about that, meeting those people, freaking amazing. Really, really cool people. And that's in Aswan. The Nubian village is in Aswan in the south of Egypt. Can you share a memorable interaction you had with the local? Yeah, the Ali experience, obviously him, but then the Jesus of Egypt, man. This dude, you can't make this man up. When I first got there, I had nothing on me, and I was still like a little hungover, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I probably arrived around like 8 o'clock at night at the hotel. So I'm like, fuck it, let's keep drinking. And then I met this Kurdish dude who lives in Belgium at my hotel by the pool. And he's like, yeah, bro, like come with me to this spot, and I'll show you around, because he was leaving in a couple days. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we go there. He introduced me to some people. He's like, okay, if you're gonna buy stuff, buy from him, do that. And then we went to this Angel bar where I spent a lot of time. And we're in this Angel bar. We're getting drunk, and there's this dude next to us, like throwing money around, just completely hammered. Looks Egyptian, really loud. And the Kurdish dude was like, shooting the shit with him, talking. And then finally I said, okay, who are you? Like, let's talk. Like, come sit over here. And this dude's energy is off the charts. And he's gonna probably get mad at me, but he's a hustler. Okay, this is how he makes his money. He made his money different ways beforehand, but he gets to know the tourists. And they do a lot of this economy is all in tourism. So okay, hey, do this tour with me, or I put you over here. They give me commission. So he's on the prowl, right? But we started talking. I'm like, because my attitude was a little down because I had no bag. I didn't know I was gonna get back. I'm like, yeah, I need my baggage. I have nothing on me. He's like, really? Okay, 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Call someone. I need this baggage right now. You better have this baggage. Find it. I'm at Angel Bar. He needs his bag and I want him to have it. I'm like, who the hell is that? He's like, oh, it's the head of the airport. I said, what? He's like, yeah, we know everyone here. Don't worry. You're with me. I'll keep you. Everything's going to be okay. I said, okay, am I getting into something, a little sketchy or what's going on? Anyways, like a couple hours later, the dude shows up. He's like, hey, like there was an issue with the baggage. I think it's in Munich, but we're going to have it here in like a day at the most. But we know what it is. It's going to happen. I said, okay. And I told the dude, I said, look, if you give me my baggage, like, drinks are going to be on me for a long time. Like, let's get this thing moving. But yeah, the stories I have with this dude will probably come from other questions. Crazy. What was the most challenging aspect of traveling in Egypt? The Wi-Fi. For sure. The Wi-Fi is bad. So bad. Even in like really luxurious places. Even in Hotel Mensa in Cairo, which is the most famous hotel, 5-star hotel. Marriott owns it. My Wi-Fi was not even that good because I went there to work. I just said, hey, let me go into your bar area and I need decent Wi-Fi. But everywhere, it's so bad, the Wi-Fi. So you can get the phone plan, okay, in Orange. It's like $10, 40 gigabytes, and then you hotspot everything, okay? But if you're downloading things or uploading things, that hotspot just goes fast, right? So I would look to spend like $100 a month on a phone plan to be able to hotspot if you're working with online or doing calls and uploading and downloading. The Wi-Fi is terrible. They need to fix that. And then you can't even make WhatsApp calls out of the country. Sometimes you can in some cities on Wi-Fi only, not on data. You can't call WhatsApp internationally. And then like in Luxor, I couldn't call even on Wi-Fi. Cairo, I could. I think Aswan, I couldn't either. And Hurghada, I could. But it's just messed up. I mean, they have like a lock on communication, and it's really, really odd. How did you navigate language barriers while traveling Egypt? Not a problem. Most people speak English. British colonized them, especially in the touristic areas. People are going to speak English. So that's not an issue whatsoever in Egypt. Around the world for me, Google Translate and vibrations. Okay, that's all you need. Use your hands, point. I never really have a problem. And you got to remember too, everywhere you go, the high class speaks English. English is the international language, business, money, traveling. So you can find people that speak English anywhere you're going. It's never that big of an issue. I mean, yeah, in places like Brazil in the Northeast, okay. If you need to be a social butterfly and talk to someone in English every day, you're going to be in trouble, of course, but it's not that complicated. What was your favorite Egyptian dish? And where did you have it? I eat a lot, especially that talabati. That's the application you need. Oh, it's a great application. Cheap, very, very cheap. I remember getting like 10 different Egyptian dishes for like $2.50 from this application. That's with delivery, that's with tip, that's with all that. Like falachi, the little sandwiches they do. They have a lot of different ones, but I loved camel. Okay, that's what I really liked. Eating the camel. The camel is good, really good. I like Egyptian camel. Describe a moment you felt completely immersed in Egyptian culture. Okay, this has got to be when I was at the wedding after party in Luxor. The only white person, the foreigner there, in a total wild ceremony. We got video here. You can pop this up. But this was amazing. This was crazy. Crazy. And then, a lot of Egyptians don't drink unless they're, in the touristic area or trouble. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot don't drink. There's a decent amount I witnessed, but it's haram. A lot of them are Muslim and whatnot. And I probably gave this kid like $20, and for the whole night, these dudes at this after party thing, no one else was drinking besides Jesus of Egypt next to me, and they brought me like 3 bottles of wine, like shisha. They kept refilling, like towels because it was so hot, wet towels, tea, food. I mean, they treated me like a king at this place, and it's like this is this dude's wedding, and then they had me get on the microphone. I said some things, and it was unreal. Like when we first went there, by this time I kind of trusted him. I was still wary, and I kept telling him like, I don't know who you are. If I make it out of Egypt alive and safe and not in jail, okay, I will recommend people to you, right? But he's taking me on his bike, really nice bike, by the way. And we're going through, slummy looking places, decrepitated, everyone's saying hi to him. I'm like, what is going on? And then we get off and we get to like this alleyway, and it's like this concert, and then all these people sitting and relaxing, and they treated me like family, man. It was a beautiful ceremony. I tried not to be too crazy, even though I was hammered, but I think I brought the good vibes there, and it was a movie. I mean, it was you couldn't make it up. Couldn't make it up.
Beautiful people, Egyptian. I love Egyptian. Hey, the bride. Beautiful wedding. Amazing. Hey, I love Egypt. You guys are really, really good people. Hey, special shout out to you, my friend. Nice to meet you, Fluxo.
What historical site or monument in Egypt fascinated you the most? Too many to count. Too many to count. Obviously, Abu Simbel is insane, even though they relocated it like 200 meters away because the Soviets and the Egyptians built the Aswan High Dam that flooded so many things and messed up so many different things. That's unreal. It's out of this world. Ramsey II, that dude is a character for sure. Like that dude knew how to stroke an ego. Like that dude was not playing games. The Sphinx is nuts. The Sphinx is absolutely wild. How big it is, the water erosion on the side, the mystique about it. The second largest Sphinx they've ever found is like 1/50th the size. I mean, it makes no freaking sense, And there's so many conspiracies, decent hypotheses that thing is like 12,000 years old. Okay, not 4,000, not 5,500, 4,500. There's a myth too. I forgot which pharaoh. I don't think it's one they attribute to, but that he had a dream that he'll be the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, or be like, one of the gods if he unburied the Sphinx. Now, this was either in the New Kingdom or like the Old Kingdom when they claim it was built. So we're talking at least 3,500 years ago, 4,000 years ago, maybe more, that they unburied it. The Sphinx was under sand then too, and it wasn't uncovered until I think the early 1900s, like when Napoleon was there. It was just a head showing. So yeah, and this is the second largest one they found, which I saw. Here's a photo. It's in the city of Memphis, open air museum, ancient city of Memphis. This is 1/50th the size of the Great Sphinx. It makes no sense. Absolutely zero sense. So Abu Simbel was wild. And then, Karnak. Karnak Temple is stupid in Luxor. And then the Luxor Temple, you see this massive Egyptian temple because they go like, they don't tear down with the old stuff. So they build it like in, like this. So the old stuff's at the front and the new stuff's in the back. And you see these massive, massive pillars, massive Egyptian temples that were built 2,000 years, before the Roman temples at the end, because Rome subjugated, took over Egypt, and they have Roman temples at the end that are tiny compared to what was built before. I mean, obviously this is in the middle of Egypt and not in the heart of Rome, but you compare it to the Colosseums, you compare it to all these Roman things I've seen in the Mediterranean, Europe, everywhere. The ancient Egyptian stuff dwarfs it. It's massive. It makes zero sense. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did you experience any culture shock? If so, how do you handle it? I don't really get too much culture shock anymore. I think, Egypt is crazy, like wild, chaotic, super safe, extremely safe, which was shocking. You got to worry about for the scammers, but that's just okay. Instead of paying $1, you paid $2, right? Like it's not out of this world. But I guess how happy the women are, that is a way. I mean, you started seeing this a lot in Islamic countries, the ones I've been to. Like the women seem really happy and content. They're respected. The men, like, 'cause I was hammered a couple times at these bars, and I would start talking to people, and if it was Egyptian, they say, sir, please, you can't do that. You can't talk to him. Even when the girls say, hey, no, it's okay, he can talk. They're like, no. Like they really protect their woman. Like it's a big no for foreigners dating Egyptian woman, Arabic woman. So yeah, they protect their woman. I think that's a big cultural shock. And how do I handle it? Oh, I was, respect the local stuff. I'm not, you can't be an idiot. That's, women get you in a lot of trouble. Okay. So sometimes you need to be a smart boy and, don't be an idiot. How did the reality of Egypt compare to your expectations? Blew it away. The ancient stuff, I figured my brain was going to explode. But the lifestyle in Hurghada, the safety, the kindness of the people. There's so many negative stereotypes and content online about Egypt, and you can see it. And if you're a beginner traveler, I think you could fall for a lot of it and you would hate it, right? But if you know how to move and you know how to travel, it's amazing. Like I would never live in Cairo. I mean, the pollution is crazy. It's a hectic city, but I can spend a lot of time in Hurghada, Aswan, super chill. It's a great country. I really enjoyed. It's really odd, man. Like it feels like you can do whatever you want, but when the military roll around, it's like North Korea. They're really, weird. I heard from locals in Cairo that they could just come into your hotel, take what they want, take over what you have. It's a very in controlled dictatorship type place, military dictatorship. So it's weird to me, but I think the safety, that's also why it's really safe, because these dudes, the Egyptian prisons, I heard, are hell on earth. Everyone is scared to even come close to that, but I also think it's because of Islam, why everyone is, not stealing, not killing, respecting each other. They drive crazy too. Oh my God. I've never seen that way of driving. And like in Cairo, I mean, there's no rules. Zero rules. All of a sudden, camels come across, chickens are on the road, and there's ducking and diving, different lanes. And I never saw one car crash. Never. I mean, we're right next. I'm holding on for dear life. We're right next to this huge bus, and then swerving. And then on this side of the street, cars coming right at us. Then it misses us. I'm like, what is going on? By the end of it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. You know, I'm in my own. We're in a little bubble here, and for somehow, some way, it's fucking crazy. Okay, what was the most breathtaking natural landscape you saw in Egypt? Natural, probably the Red Sea. The water's unreal, and they got those like islands, Orange Island, and beautiful, really beautiful, man. The Red Sea is good. You have to find the beaches that aren't rocky because that can be a problem. But when you find the good beaches, I mean, dude, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. How did you manage your budget while traveling Egypt? I don't really budget. I try to stay around 3, 4 grand a month. And Egypt, it's very, very hard to spend money, that much money. So yeah, I mean, okay, so let's talk about budget. I think if you're gonna go do like a month in one of these cities, you could live a very, very good life for $1,500 a month. Pretty much doing whatever you want in the nice apartments, you know, going out to eat every day. Yeah, ordering food nonstop. 1,500, you're living good. I spent about 3,000, 3,500 in the month, but I went to 4 different places. So a lot of that was private car in between cities, besides the one flight from Aswan to Cairo. And I was going to monuments like every day, doing tours every day, you know. So each monument's like $10 to get in. Majority are worth it. And then I was doing like the balloon stuff, you know, up high. I mean, I was doing constant tours. Scuba diving, I went. I spent probably about 3,500, 4 different cities, you know, doing whatever the fuck I wanted to. My hotels were pretty good. The first one, I got lucky as hell, man. I paid like $25. I said, this can't be real. $25. You have your own place with a view of the sea and a big pool, you know, in a hotel. And it was amazing. It was one of my favorite stays. I recommend it to all you guys. Again, the Wi-Fi is not the best. It was probably the best in Hurghada. I went to cafes and their Wi-Fi was terrible compared to it, but the vibe was great. The people were great, really nice to me. There's that Nubian Fenty Resort. I think I paid 25 a night for that. That was really cool. Small pool, but good vibe. Stayed in some palace that had 2 pools in it. Great. That was probably my best room. You know, really luxurious room. That was probably like $30 a night, maybe more. Stayed in some hotel in Luxor that had a rooftop pool overlooking Luxor Temple. Great location. I think that was like 30 a night, maybe. That was decent. And then the Cairo place was solid. Yeah, besides the Wi-Fi, the Cairo place, I think probably $30 a night. Tiny rooftop pool. They did good photos to make it seem like they didn't, but there was nowhere else in that neighborhood, like right next to the pyramids. The view's unreal, and that was a solid place. The room was really good, nice shower, etc. So yeah, it's dirt cheap right now in Egypt. It's dirt cheap, and I think it'll keep getting even more cheaper. What safety tips would you give to someone planning a trip to Egypt? Just know how to negotiate. Know the first price is never it. I mean, it goes like this, like, you know, hey, sir, that's 1,000. Okay, I'll give you 200. No, sir, like 800. It's a good price, I promise you. Okay, 200. Sir, my final price, 500. That's the best I can do. You know, please, you know, family. I said, okay, bye. Sir, yes, you're right. It's 200. Here, take it. Don't tell anyone. Like that. That's what they do. That's the dangerous part about Egypt. Do not bring drugs into the country. Do not leave with drugs. Be careful what you bring into the country, because like I wonder if they would have found the stuff I have in my big bag, which is legal. Okay, you know, it's all legal. They would have probably threw it into some analysis, just straight up took it, and detained me. Maybe, you know, like there's horror stories of dudes with problems with this. You know, which is odd because in Egypt, all of these people are smoking hashi, like a version of marijuana, everywhere, and they're doing other drugs like I don't know if it's cocaine, but it's like some sort of powder pink, like mixed weird. I mean, a lot of these dudes are doing lots of drugs, and they're like just crazy about going into the country, you know, with them. So yeah, don't bring anything into the country, and don't mess with the military. So don't film the military, take photos, that kind of stuff, and don't talk to the Egyptian woman, you know, unless you're a crazy boy, especially the ones in hijabs and all that kind of stuff, right? Did you have any misconceptions about Egypt that were debunked during your trip? Yeah, most of them. About it being just a total shithole, crazy people, people getting jailed, kidnapped. Yeah, I mean it is dirty. Okay, yeah, they got issues with the dirty, they got issues with the scammers. But it was great. I had a great time. The country is chaotic for sure. The Wi-Fi is terrible, but other than that, it completely opposite of what all these dudes were saying on YouTube. It's the worst, and you see threads on Reddit like this all the time. Where's the worst country you've been to? And it's always Egypt. Oh, we hate Egypt. They're so bad. They're the worst people. It's scammers. And I think if you're not a normal or an average beginner tourist, you'll love Egypt. What was the most unique souvenir you brought back from Egypt? Probably this. I got a lot more, but he gave me this. Didn't ask me for no money, nothing. It's cool. This stuff's not bad. This long, you stand up and it's super long. The Muslims wear it. Kind of feels good. I don't mind it. But speaking about souvenirs, yeah, be careful. Like, dude, all this stuff is totally inflated. I went on one tour, and then one of the stops, they bring you to some, authentic souvenir place, and of course, the tour guide is getting commission, right? And there's like these statues and stuff of like Nubis and the pharaohs, and they hand make it. They show you hand making it. A lot of other stores, like on the main street, it's plastic. Okay, it breaks, but this stuff, it was legit, right? And they make sure to say that. It's like, yeah, 300 euros. I said, are you fucking kidding me? 300 euros for this little statue? Do you think I'm stupid, right? I said, look, I'll go around town, and if I see the same stuff, okay, and if I hear the quality is completely different, I'm not going to be happy with you, and I'm definitely not coming back, right? So never buy at the first spot. Never, ever. But anyways, I ended up getting a statue. Same shit that the one guy was, the official guy was trying to sell me. Same type of stuff for like $30, and I overpaid for that too. The one dude at my hotel was like 10, 15, you should pay for that, like the Egyptian price. So of course the tourists got to pay some more, right? But yeah, the souvenirs, yeah, I mean a lot of the stuff they sell is total Chinese dirt crap. So don't buy anything right away, and negotiate big time. These dudes will sell for pennies on the dollar. How did traveling in Egypt change your perspective on life and travel? I have a lot more appreciation for Islam. I think I've been to 4 countries now, Islamic countries, that the majority, and it's not bad, man. I will never convert. I'm a man of Jesus. Christ is King. But the people, they treat you like a brother. They're nice. I wish they'd clean up their streets. This is why I need to go to the Gulf states now. I want to see a rich Muslim country, because if they have the same brotherhood vibe, community, happiness, but it's clean and wealthy, I think it could be insane. So I've had the bad stereotypes of Dubai. Oh, it's soulless, and why the hell would I ever want to go there? Which I've been thinking, and but now I'm like, damn, I need to check out a rich Muslim country. I like the Muslim people. They are very, very good people. And the Americans, we grew up with the 9/11. It was a big thing in our life, and it's different, man. It's different. The Muslim people are good people. Most unexpected adventure you had in Egypt? Stuff with Jesus of Egypt. Just insane, man. That dude is wild. Showed me some great times. It's just crazy. Taking that boat to Argentina, man, was hilarious, to go parasailing. Yeah. How do you stay connected with friends and family back home? It's tough. Only thing you can do really is text message. Phone calls are hard, in and out. Normally I do a FaceTime, phone calls, but yeah, Egypt, I couldn't talk to a lot of people. What advice would you give to solo travelers heading to Egypt? Talk to me. I'll get you connected with the Ollies. My dude at the hotel in Cairo was a solid dude, nice kid. And then Jesus of Egypt. I'll get you connected with them. They'll handle things. I think you do the main stuff. I don't know if I would go to Cairo first at all. I think get your feet wet in Hurghada or like the Hab or those one places. But yeah, talk to me. And women, be careful. I've heard from many, and the Peruvian girl I met there, like she got touched on a bus ride. So if you're not covered up, dudes are really feisty. You're free game for them, you know. So you got to be careful of the woman, I think. And but then I met other Western women that were totally fine, you know, that had been around the block and know when to put their foot down. But yeah, this isn't to the Western world. Okay, this is a different world, so you need to be ready for that. And then for the dudes, yeah, don't get scammed, and you don't trust. Okay, you can't really trust people. Just play along with them, but make it clear to them, like, look, dude, I'm not an idiot. Okay, like you treat me good, I'll treat you good. It's simple as that. But don't try to pull a fast one over me. I think that's why a lot of the Egyptian dudes respected me because I was not playing their game. Okay, and I put it back in their face. I like to do that everywhere I go. Okay, because I think Americans especially have a hard time not being friendly. You want to be okay and trust people and be happy you go, but they prey on that. They prey on that, and you need to put your foot down. If you put your foot down, they like you even more. Okay. Americans think, they're not going to like me. And what if I see them again and they tell their friend and, I'm going to get in trouble. No, put your foot down. Don't take shit. And you'll be, have a way better experience and people will like you. Can you share a funny or awkward moment from your travels in Egypt? Not that comes to my head. I mean, the whole thing was a total chaotic, beautiful disaster. So what aspect of Egyptian culture do you wish more people knew about? If you could okay, hold on. What aspect of Egyptian culture do you wish more people knew about? Like I said, they're just chill people, really chill, nice, good people. Um, they like foreigners. Tourism's a huge industry. Yeah, I don't think they're bad people at all. Like if you give them an opportunity, yeah, they're going to take it. It's an impoverished country that relies on dollars and foreign currency. So they're good, man. I like them. I like them a lot. A lot of them are sneaky bastards, but every sneaky bastard has a decent heart. You're not going to meet psychopaths or anything, but watch the vlogs because there are some dudes like my Turkish friend. I introduced him to them, and then he had some issues. He was being too nice, and you just need to have balls and put your foot down. Don't care if people like you or not. If you could relive one day of your trip to Egypt, which day would it be? Probably the wedding thing. Absolutely insane. The Karnak, going through those temples in Luxor, it blows your mind. The day with Ali. This is probably the second day. I invited Ali to my hotel and we got drunk and smoked shisha and just talked about life, overlooking the Nile River. Like you said, it's always usually about the people you meet, right? Those kind of experiences and sharing them with each other and so forth. But yeah, so many memories. Now, do I know when I'll go back to Egypt? I don't know. Okay. It's not like I need to live there or something like that, but it's definitely in the future a place I could camp out at. I think if I'm with a woman, and we chill there, but that's the problem too. Is like I would be nervous bringing my girlfriend there and she's not covered up, right? So what happens if she's on the street and some dude, she's got to deal with that, right? But as a single dude, like going there, it's not easy to date. You can only date the foreign woman, right? Like you're rarely pigeonholed. So it's place, to go with your girl, but then she's got to be protected. Now, if she's with a man, she's 100% fine, like walking the street, okay? They respect, Hakuna Matata. But if you're a Western girl, walking the streets in a bikini and Horigata, like you're going to get, something might happen. So, but yeah, I had an amazing time. I think I got most of it in. I still want to go to the Oasis of Suiwa, where Alexander the Great went to get his prophecy. But other than that, I'd probably go to Dahab, the nomad hippie place. And then again, there's like 100 freaking more ancient Egyptian things that you could go see. But I saw the main stuff. It was a great month. It was a beautiful month. I highly recommend everyone to go to Egypt. I hope this helps out a ton. I got like 4 vlogs coming on it, so make sure you watch all that to get a real in-depth perspective on it. And yeah, Egypt, great country. Loved it. Beautiful. Thank you to all my friends I met there. If you see this, I hope to see you again one day. And yeah, ciao, ciao.